This is an Andy's Randomness Special Report. Reporting now, Andy Pollack.
Hello, this is Andy Pollack with a special report. We got breaking news today from the world of the MTA. The first woman to run the subway system in New York City is leaving the MTA. This is Sally Librera. She was best known working with Andy Byford during his tenure as New York City Transit President to make the subways a better experience. She was part of that leadership team. She is leaving the job. This was an exclusive report from WABC TV Channel 7 in New York City. She told her staff today, June 30th, 2020, that her last day overseeing the day-to-day operations of the subway system will be on July 24th. So again, I want to give clarity. Sally Librera's last day as the head of the New York City Subway Division will be on Friday, June 24th. So, that means next month. To give clarity, the Vice President of Subways is leaving July 24th. MTA board member and co-chairwoman of the Metro-North Committee, Dr. Susan Metzger, is leaving on Wednesday, July 15th. So, two notable people from the MTA are leaving next month. Just to give you all the heads up. So, here's a little bit of a background for Sally Librera. She was a teacher in California, joined the MTA in 2004 as a transportation planner, and worked her way up over 16 years, eventually running the Staten Island Railway and then taking over subways, the first woman to do so. Officials say she was planning on leaving just before the pandemic. So this is interesting. She was even planning to leave before the pandemic. But she did stay to face the unprecedented challenge, including managing the suspension of overnight service for the first time in the railroad's history, overseeing the extensive cleaning and unheard of disinfecting every subway car and train car, keeping the subways running with an unprecedented number of workers out, and amid general workforce concern, a single positive coronavirus test could force many workers in the same subway line to be quarantined. Currently, right now, more than 130 employees, including 86 subway workers, passed from COVID-19. And as the agency was beginning to battle back the efforts of the pandemic, a train operator died in March. Subway fire is believed to have been intentionally started and remains unsolved to this day. Currently, right now, a person by the name of Frank Jasinski, the chief operating officers for subways, will be taking over for Sally Librera on an interim basis. This is the second major change for the subways. Many of you know Andy Byford, the former president of New York City Transit and the current president of Transport for London, resigned in February. And just want to mention to President Byford in London, he officially started his job on Monday. So, definitely a new challenge for Andy Byford, of course. I've been hearing that the UK and most of Europe is actually reopening on a small scale, but that is good news on that end. But as far as Sally Librera, this is shocking news. We did not expect this to come over the wires this morning. So, one last thing I want to mention. This is just one note I need to bring up today. The MTA held a press conference this morning. President Feinberg announced that fare collection will be resuming on New York City transit buses sometime in August, and also introduce protective barriers for operators. So this is supposed to be the barrier that's supposed to protect drivers. The MTA is planning a larger scale comeback for people coming to the system later on in the fall, of course. This is all depending on if we don't see a second wave, obviously. But as you can see here, this is supposed to protect drivers. I don't know how people are going to, other MTA employees are going to react to this. But the good news is, as you can see here, the customer will be able to put change or a Metro card inside the fare box, of course. I just want to quickly mention that the Long Island Regional Director of Passengers United, Matt Camper, is observing Nice Bus fare collection today. I'm supposed to be getting a report back from him regarding that later today, of course. I want to see how they are doing things with Nice Bus in Nassau County, because if you didn't get the heads up, Transdev, the company that runs Nice Bus, announced that they started to resume fare collection on June 27th, which was this past Saturday. Today's the 30th. So if you are planning to take a bus in Nassau County, please make sure that you have a way to get on the bus and pay for it at least. And I won't mention one last thing. Somebody needs to notify Nassau County regarding next week. I'm not going to get into that situation, but we know the new High Park project is my pet peeve, and all I'm just going to say is somebody needs to notify Nassau County, because I heard Nassau had a mess. They didn't tell drivers that they were supposed to cross on or between Mineola and Hicksville last weekend. So that mess has to get resolved next week when they install the bridge at New High Park. So that being all said, thank you all for watching. This has been a special report from Andy's Randomness.